Hi everyone, this is Julia, and today I'm going to be doing a garden tour. It is mid-July. Our garden has gotten a really slow start this year because baby, and it was also a very wet spring, and it's our first year, so a lot of the beds are still not done, but I did want to show you what we have gotten done, and I'll keep showing you our progress throughout the year. So I'm standing at what I consider the front gate of the garden. We're actually going to have three different gate entry points. So this is the one that faces the house. As you come in here, we do have some zinnias that are just starting to bloom. There's a pink one over here, which I think she took a petal from, but that's okay.
Right, nature collection.
For her nature collection. And some more over here that are going to bloom very soon. The idea is to have a lot of flowers kind of lining the entryway when you walk in here. I don't have many so far this year, but that is the ultimate goal. So let me just show you over here. There will be beds where you see all that tall grass. Those kind of the outlines of where beds will be. But they're not there right now. We will work on digging them, and if we have time to plant some stuff, maybe get fall crops in, we will. Otherwise, just prep them and have them ready to go for next year. Let's start by talking about the children's garden here. Behind this, after the zinnias, this whole bed is broken up into my son's garden here, and then my daughter's garden on the other side. At some point I actually want to make like a mini little wattle fence or something there. I think it would look really cute. But this is where we are right now. I'll just show you my son's because I think he ran away somewhere. This is one dragon's tongue bean that's coming up. They are bush beans. And they also we replanted some of the seeds because they weren't coming up. So there should be another one. Hopefully they'll come up right there. And 2 Lima bush beans. And yesterday we also went ahead and planted some watermelon seed. I have a short season watermelon. I think it's Blacktail Mountain, something like that. I can link it below. So we'll see if that comes up. Hopefully when I do another tour in a couple weeks, you'll be able to see that. I'm on the other side of his garden plot right now, and we just put these 2 tomatoes in the ground yesterday. It's a miracle they lasted as long as they did in the cup. So this is a black Vernissage on the left and a Brad's Atomic Grape on the right. So we will see how they do, and if we get some fruit from them, hopefully we will. I'm going to move on ahead to my daughter's, and she actually wants to show you hers.
I don't really remember what these 2 were.
Okay, I think one of them is a Costoluto Genevese tomato, and the other one, maybe a Betelux, I can't remember. Oh, maybe a Chadwick cherry.
Yeah,
we'll have to see when they get.
I think the first one I planted was a Costoluto Genevese. Oh, look, there's a tiny little tomato.
Oh, there's a tiny little tomato. Let's see if we can get it in the video. You see it there? That's exciting. I think that one might be the Chadwick cherry. We need to tie the other one on to the stick, but the Costoluto Genevese have been getting big, the ones I planted, so I'm guessing the one on the right is a Costoluto Genevese. Why don't you show them what else you've got here, okay?
So, these ones might not.
Yeah, they're not really looking so good.
Sunrise bumblebees.
They were sunrise bumblebees.
Might be Chadwick cherry.
Yeah, I think we waited a little too long to put those in. But we do have a couple other varieties in cups that we'll get to that are still looking okay, so we might switch them out.
In this bed, in this row, there are marigolds.
Yeah, we just planted those yesterday, right? Yeah, do you remember what any of these flowers are?
I think they're supposed to be labeled. No, these ones are just wild because we didn't get in. I don't know if we got in.
There might be some chickweed starting to grow there. That's supposed to be a chickweed patch up there, and I think there's some chickweed to the right growing, and then there's some other stuff. What's over on this side? What are the purple flowers?
Violets.
Violets, yeah, those are Johnny Jump Ups. They're also called violet heartsease. I believe these ones here are snapdragons. Let's see if we can read here. There's Sweet William, and then I think the other ones are pansies that haven't come up yet. We got them in late. The pansies, violets, and chickweed and such are more cool season. They need to go in early in the spring. These are her dragon tongue bush beans, and they're looking pretty good.
Yummy, yummy, yum.
If you peek in here, there's a little flower, which is really pretty. And she also replanted her lima bean. We were trying again with the lima beans, right? All right, so that's the children's garden. So on the south side of the garden here is where I have a bunch of market garden beds, and this is where most of our plants are right now. So this line here are Rouge Vif de Temps. I can put it below. Yeah, look at that flower. Pumpkins. I'm super excited about them. I hope they continue to grow well. Then we've got a line of either broccoli or cauliflower there. The sticks there in the path are for a bean teepee, which will be going in this bed here, and hopefully will be up by the next time I film a tour for you, hopefully in a couple weeks. And then you see a line of bush beans here. I believe this side I did a couple dragon's tongue, and that side's supposed to be cantare. I think I'm going to replant some of the cantare. Yeah, there's flowers in that one, which is exciting. But it needs some work, and I think I did them a little close together. And then this is either cauliflower or broccoli, whichever the other one wasn't. They got in way too late in the year, and I think it's just too hot for them right now. I think I'm going to start some inside for a fall crop to plant elsewhere, but we'll see. I'm just leaving these for right now. We'll see what happens. I had mentioned some tomatoes in cups. These are the ones that survived. They've just been out here for a really long time, so they're not looking great. But if we can get them in the ground soon, they might survive. They're looking better than the ones that are in her garden, so I might have her switch those out if she would like. Then we've got another row of pumpkins here. I believe these are the Dutch white boar pumpkins. And then here we've got two rows of tomatoes. Yep. She's excited about these. So this is another gate. This is our southern gate right next to the driveway. And it on this side we have grape and cherry tomatoes. I still need to get them all their sticks. And on this side we've got non-cherry and grape tomatoes, so bigger tomatoes. So I believe we've got Costoluto Genevese here on the edge, Beta Lux, and there's a bunch of different kinds that there are tomatoes, yeah. So once they're coming up more, I can show you more what the different varieties are. But we are getting some in, and I need to tie some of these up and do some work on those. But I'm really excited. I love the look of this. You know, there's a lot of poles. It's very rustic, right? So over here we've got a line of peppers that I just got in yesterday. So we've got 3 King of the North peppers and 3 lilac bell peppers. They're all bell or sweet peppers. Oh, you're right, I forgot. On this side of the tomato stakes, we've got a row of mini bell bush tomatoes that also got in late. So they're still not looking great. I'm really hoping that they pick up. I might actually give them some, I might give them some earthworm castings or something like that. I might come out and do that for some of the plants. It's also just it's been really hot this week. We're out here watering this morning. These are all different kinds of squashes and watermelon, and I don't even know what's what anymore because the label's kind of disintegrated. But they're the ones that still looked okay. They're not looking great. That I might stick them in the ground. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get them in the ground. Today we need to get some stuff done inside. Yeah, there are buds and everything. Yep. So I don't know if I'll stick all of these in. Probably just the best looking ones. And then there's some more over there that I think are watermelon, but I'm not sure. And hold on, Munchkin, okay? In the middle here where there's not mulch, this is our corn. So all of that was planted, I think, about a week and a half ago. And then yesterday I just put in more seeds on this side. So I'm hoping they all come up. It's late for corn, but everybody's actually late for corn around here because it's been such a wet spring. So we'll see. It's our first time growing a lot of these things, so I've never grown corn before. We'll see how it goes. And then this is another row of pumpkins. These are, I believe, Howden pumpkins, which are kind of like a classic pumpkin for eating and carving. So I'm also excited about those. Now I am looking back towards the back of the bed here. I'm standing next to the pumpkins that I just showed you at the end of the market garden. Over here is actually the mess right now. Hopefully next year, if not the year after, we will plant asparagus there. I was going to try to put some cover crops in and make a nice bed so the asparagus has some nice soil. But I might just go with what we've got if we can prep it this fall and put them in next spring. That would be great. So, market garden beds. I believe these were one of the few things that were planted in the last video I did. So, it's exciting. Things are coming up. We've got in this back one here, we've got cabbages and kale and spinach, which looks like it's going to bolt soon, and arugula, which has bolted, and I'm just leaving it because it's flowers for the pollinators. So, it's pretty hot here right now. My nasturtiums are kind of wilting. I have nasturtiums in the middle here in the heat. I will give them some more water today. It has been raining, so some of my other, I don't know if it's cabbage bolting there. I think something's been eating them a little bit. I have seen some cabbage white butterflies. I'm leaving them for right now. I do want to pick some of this kale and eat it. I probably will have some with my breakfast tomorrow, actually. And then we've got carrots, lots of beds of carrots. So I don't actually know which kinds are where anymore. It's going to be a surprise when we pull them up. I planted some sage in the middle here. I tried to do 2 different varieties of carrots in each bed with something else in between. So you will see that pattern. There are a ton of weeds here. I need to get out here. I think what we'll do, it's not top priority, but I think what we need to do is come out here, weed the beds. I didn't end up thinning the carrots, so we need to pick some carrots, maybe try to thin them out by picking. We did pick some from this bed over here, and they're pretty big. Some of the other ones aren't quite as big yet. And then I did leave some space so we could succession plant, so we need to actually plant those so that we have some throughout the fall. Wow, there's a lot of weeds back there. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then these are the longer beds, and these right here, this is rutabaga. Let me show you. They're looking, well, the leaves are looking pretty eaten, but down there, they're also called yellow turnips. The turnips themselves are looking good. So, whoop, baby, sorry. So that's good. There were radishes here. We just finished pulling those. It's too hot, so we'll replant them for the fall. I don't know if I'll put something in here in the meantime. I had to think of something that could go for just a short period of time. I'm not sure. There are leeks amongst the weeds in here. I don't know if you can tell. Right in here. They're looking pretty good. Some more over there. I also want to plant some more of those for succession planting. And I might just stick some sunflowers at the end of this bed here. That's all weeds. I hadn't put anything in there. So I should plant some things in there. Maybe some of the plants from the market garden bed actually could go in there too. Good thought. And these are potatoes. They're all one kind. I'm trying to remember what kind. I think they're a red potato this year. Ideally, I would like to do 2 different kinds, maybe next year. We'll see how it goes. It's our first year going to potatoes. So it's all an experiment. I don't know if they need to be held up more yet. They're looking decent. I think maybe I'll get the kids to check them out, maybe hill them up more. So just kind of turning around from where I was. This is supposed to be the strawberry bed with some borage in it. Right now it is grass with giant borage plants. So I've grown borage for a couple years, but I always grew them in my container garden, and they did not get this big. So while I love that they get this big, and I will keep that in mind for where I'm planting them next year, it's not ideal for next to my strawberries. In the way I interplanted them. And then obviously the weeds are a huge issue. I decided not to put the mulch, the wood chip mulch, in the bed because I thought that the dampness of the wood chip mulch wouldn't be great to have strawberries on. But because of that, I didn't put any mulch down, and this is what happened. So I actually just mowed. It needs to be mowed again, but you can kind of see there's a lot of kind of drying up grass here, so I think what I'm going to do is use that on the strawberry bed once I get it cleaned up. And I might put wood chip mulch in the tiny pads I left in between the strawberries, but we might see. I might have enough of the dried grass to just use that. And then over here is an elder tree that's growing very nicely. Now that I can see it, I was hidden behind all sorts of grass earlier this week. So I finally just kind of mowed our paths in our way out here. Some of the areas that are a little messy. This is another view. So the front there is where I started. And here is our northern gate facing our willow trees there. You can see our solar canopy in the back where the orchard is back there. I'll get back there in a little bit. The last thing I wanted to show you right now is this archway. So it's getting a little hot for the peas, so those ones didn't make it. But what we're going to do is we're going to replant some of the peas and beans that didn't come in. I have been trying to give them plenty of water, but it is what it is. So but we do have peas growing over here. Let me show you. There's two different varieties. One is doing better than the other. So these ones are the sugar snap peas that there's not as many of them. And I don't know if something might have eaten some of the early ones or what happened there. And these ones are King Tut purple pea pods. So we've got some pea pods developing and some flowers. Very exciting. The kids are super excited about it, and they are gorgeous. So I'm excited about that. Then along here we have noodle beans. They're green and red, and I can't remember where each of them are. So that's going to be an issue with replanting, but on either side. So they're just growing a little slower. Yeah, but that's where those are. And then I'll just give a quick view. Again, you can see the market garden that I showed you over there. This is going to be where my herbs are. I want a huge herb garden. A lot of them are perennial, so I didn't want to just stick them willy-nilly. I did dig out my herb circle because I was going to stick a bunch in, and then I just got kind of indecisive on what I was putting where. So for right now, I'm leaving that. We'll prep these beds, and the plan is to next year really focus more on the herbs because, again, a lot of them are perennial, and so I want to be really thoughtful about how and where I'm placing them. Last but not least, in the middle of the garden here is a quince tree that has a similar problem to the strawberry bed. It actually does have mulch, but what it does not have is cardboard. So we've got a lot of grass here, but in there the quince tree seems to be growing okay. It's branching out, it's looking great despite this. So I'm gonna have to, I think on my to-do list is to come through, obviously pull all the grass out. I think I'm going to rake back the mulch, put some cardboard down, and re-put mulch on there. And I was hoping to plant some herbs and some other things around the tree, so I might do that this fall. And I'm being called. So this is the garden and the quick garden tour. Hopefully it was quick. I'm going to go up and quickly show you the orchard as well. I just got to get my son unstuck from somewhere, so I'll meet you up there in a minute. And here we are on the other side of the house in our little starter orchard. So let me show you what we've got. Again, it's mid-July. Okay, here is our pear and our peach tree that were already existing. Let me show you what's going on with them. The pear is looking beautiful. Let me see if I can find some mini pears for you. They are around. I've just got to locate them. Okay, here we go. So this is what we're looking at right now. It's possible I should have thinned. I haven't actually done much with the trees this year. I meant to do the spraying and kind of keep up with all that stuff. I did prune it. If you saw some of my videos, I can link that below, in the winter. And I took quite a bit off. You can actually see that's from the pear tree as well as the sassafras tree we cut down. And we've used a lot of those sticks in the garden. Still pulling some more out to use. But yeah, we've got these little pears growing. So that's exciting. They're not going to be ripe for at least another month. But we're keeping our eye on them, and that's fun. And there's our peach tree. You can see I still haven't cut the dead wood down. Maybe by the next time I film, maybe not, I don't know. But we do have little fuzzy green peaches growing there. So that's also really exciting. Yeah, I do have to cut the dead parts off, but it looks like there's quite a few peaches, and it looks like they're actually bigger than they were last year. This is actually, it might be even bigger than they were when we moved in, and we moved in at the end of July, so this is a couple weeks ahead of that. I did put some compost and around the bottom of each tree and cardboard and mulch, so I don't know if that's helping it. Maybe we can hope. And I will cut the dead wood off at some point, and next year I hope to be able to focus more on being able to figure out how to care for them. So these are our peaches. Moving back to the trees we had planted this year. I had told you what they all were before, but again, this is a Zestar apple here. There's a Duchess of Oldenburg apple back there. That's a Contender peach, and this is a Liberty semi-dwarf apple. So they've all just been leafing out, which is wonderful, and growing some more branches, which is also wonderful. They're not supposed to fruit for a couple years, so just caring for them. There is some probably weeding to be done, and it probably needs more mulch, but we'll definitely do that this fall as well, get more mulch down for them. you can see all this grass. We've mowed up until where the stream is. I do need to come back here and mow this area. I'm not sure if I showed you the elderberries that were here last time. I think I did. But you can barely see them now. I really need to... Where are they? I need to get back here and mow and find the elderberries again. I did climb back here one day and found them. There's one. I don't know if you can see it here. Oh, wow. I didn't realize this was actually making a little umbral here. I don't know if I should pull that or not. I'm going to leave it for right now. But they're kind of hanging out back here again. It needs to be mowed around them and weeded. The other one should be back over here. Here's the other one back here. So again, the vision is to mow here, have a path next year, and have a little bridge right here over the stream. I know, we're getting more peaches. I was just showing them on the video.
May I wash off a carrot and eat it?
Yes, you may. And last but not least, here amongst the grass where we've kind of got a circle here, are our blueberries. So again, lots of weeding needs to be done actually along here. Because obviously there's 3 blueberry plants, a lot of other things. We're keeping an eye out for flowers right now. If there are any, we want to pinch them. My kids found a few berries on this one that we must have missed the flowers for, so I left them. I probably should have picked them, but the kids were all excited, so I left those ones on these plants, but I did pick flowers that I saw from them. They're looking okay. The ones on the ends and that back there did get munched by by rabbits earlier in the year, but they seem to be doing okay now. We haven't had, I've seen rabbits, but we haven't really had a problem with them chomping them more right now. So that's good. Wow, that bed really needs to be weeded. I hope you enjoyed that tour of our garden and orchard. I'm hoping to do another tour again in a couple weeks. I've just been able to start really doing stuff again now that the baby is 4 weeks old. I'm easing my way back into activity. And so I'm hoping over the next couple weeks there'll be some good progress and growth of the plants, so it'll give me something to show you on our next tour. So I hope you are having a fantastic summer if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, and winter if you're not. And I will talk to you later.